Wait, if I can build this out, if I actually smash this out, yeah, ratings, you can tell this is gonna be so messy.
So I think we're gonna be quite solid, right? Especially with, you know, it being a hydro cooler. I still don't really know what that means, but hey, it sounds good, right? If it's just gonna be at the side and I'm not gonna see some funky colors at the top, then what the point? Like, you know, ugh.
This shit ain't for free, on my blunts like purple ray. She was reaching out cause she won't come and smoke with me. Love my anime so much I put it on the tape.
Yo, it's your boy Roberto, but you can call me Betty, and welcome to another video. Now you can tell already that this is a little bit different from the standard style, and there is a reason for that. And that's because, let me show you what I've got right here. That's right, all the PC parts are all here. Finally, it does mean that I'm gonna start building it. I'm actually gonna do this in this video. Don't judge me, this is my first time building the PC, so I've never done it before, but I thought, let me actually try and do it on camera anyways and kind of show you what I've got in store for you guys. So I'm quite excited. This is a proper custom build. Like, I've got some colors in here that I'm really excited to show off to you guys. So yeah, just tune in for the rest of the video. Obviously, if you guys have any questions in terms of what I bought, I will try and put the links in the description for you guys in case you want to build your own PC, maybe get inspired by me, I don't know. But I will put the links in there. Some of the pieces were hard to get, but I'll explain as I go on throughout the video and put the pieces together. Again, my first time building the PC, so if you are an expert or if you've done this before, please don't throw too much shade. Just have that in your mind that I am a novice. I'm admitting it to you guys right now, I'm a noob, I've never done this before. So I'll put it together, I'll see what I can do with it. I've got all the pieces that I need, so hopefully I should get to a point where I'll be able to turn it on and see it all work, and yeah, I'll let you know how it all goes. So from everything I've seen and the, you know, I don't know, my research, right, to try and work out what I need, they always tell you to kind of start off building from the motherboard, right? So I guess that's the first thing I'll show off to you guys. I basically bought a Gigabyte B550 motherboard. Now, partly the reason I did this was the color. It's white. My PC is gonna be white as well, so obviously trying to keep to the color scheme. Partly the reason why I liked this is because I heard that this had Wi-Fi already pre-built in, so I don't have to worry about that at all when it comes to the setup. And I also hear that I can use this with the CPU that I've got, but I want to look at this motherboard. I'm quite excited because I'm also scared to rip this box in case it isn't what I wanted it to be. Oh, I have to cut it open. All right, again, this is where it begins, right? Because I know a lot of the PC videos out there would use a normal cutter. I am going for your standard scissors. And then and yeah, we'll work off of that. I mean, if the scissors decide to work for me, these sealers are kind of powerful, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anyways, alright, I've got it open. So let's see what this looks like. This is the first time I'm opening any of these things, so this is gonna be a little bit like an unboxing video as well. I guess I could show off what it looks like from me, right? So, okay, I'll try and give you a little POV. Anyways, all right. Let me show you. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing from my end. So I opened it up, and as you can see, this is the motherboard. So Gigabyte heavy, looking clean, looking crisp. Now I'm gonna have to try and get this out of the box without damaging, and also doing this one hand so I can show off. Maybe actually this isn't the greatest idea. Now there's a couple of things I need to do personally before I actually start working on this bad boy. This is one of the tips I've been given when building the PC, is that you want to essentially attach this to yourself. But yeah, this is to kind of stop the static, I guess, from damaging the PC components that I'm building. And this kind of tethers me to the ground somewhere, I don't know. That's why here. So I'm gonna put it on, and then we'll start working on the motherboard. Wait, if I can build this out, if I actually smash this out, yeah, ratings. Like, if I actually do this, if I'm able to like put it together, fingers crossed, touch wood, no issues. I've honestly watched so many videos, done so much research that, yeah. But if I'm able to do this, like, you guys have to give me ratings. You have to. Okay, I want some respect put in my name. Unless you built a PC yourself, you can't talk. If you build a PC yourself, then you can talk. Upon further research, I basically got the idea that it would probably be better to apply the wrist wrap onto my ankle, as you can see it. Just because obviously I'm going to be moving around and obviously trying to put this PC part together, and if I put it on my wrist, and I'll explain why this will be an issue, because if I put it on my wrist, where is it? Yeah, here we go. So, come in, alright, so if I put it on my wrist, obviously then, gosh, I was completely out of the cover. If I put it on my wrist, you can tell this is going to be so messy. But if I put it on my wrist, then I can't obviously, you know, move around properly while it's connected to this, which is obviously what I'm going to have to use next. And this is my PCU component. Got that right. Hey, look at me. Honestly, this is so exciting. Some of this stuff has been sitting in my room for literally weeks, hence why I don't know if you can see it, but it's collecting dust. But listen, man, when you're spending, I mean, in total, this is a $3,000 PC build. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you guys. So, of course, yeah, I'm not gonna get it all in 1 month, man. Like, I ain't balling. Yeah, so what I did was basically, I wanted to get an 850 power wattage PCU. And the reason why, this took long to get actually, it was out of stock everywhere. And the reason why is because I wanted it in white. So, there you go. Looking beautiful. Again, you're getting an idea of what the PC vibe's gonna be like, alright? You're getting it. Cool, so this is the bag. This is where I'll obviously be plugging in all the other cables. I know sod all about that. But I imagine actually the cables will probably be in here, which is a bit confusing as to why it's so heavy. But hey, these are questions for experts, not for me. What I'm gonna do is plug myself onto this somewhere. And then I'm gonna plug this into that. Don't worry about the cable management. I will sort that out eventually. But hey, like this is a work in progress, and I'm doing it right now. So yeah, I'm gonna plug myself onto that, plug that into there, and then in theory I should be tethered and I should be okay with no danger of static. So alright, I'll get right to it. Okay, I wanted to quickly show you guys this as well, because I've seen a lot of PC builds from loads of different YouTubers. I think Tech Expert was the one I saw where every time he ordered, you know, PCUs and so on, he never got the cables he wanted. Look at these bad boys. Oh boy, that is slick, isn't it? That is slick, and it looks like they're already wrapped around quite nicely to the point now where I have many issues in terms of cable management, but I'm happy. It's the look I want it to get, and so far with all the pieces that I bought in white, it's looking promising. So far I'm not disappointed basically, and I'm glad I'm not, because again, big investment. So I was getting so hyped taking this off. So look how clean. Look how clean. I don't know if you guys ever had the same like sort of thoughts back in the day when you were younger and you used to look inside your stuff. You know, back in the day when you'd open something up, let's say it was like old laptops, old phone, old PlayStation controller, you'd open it up and you'd see things like this, you'd be like, I ain't going near that. I feel a little bit like that right now. I'm a little bit like, oh my gosh, this is a bit dangerous. I want to be careful because there is a lot going on in the back. There's gonna be a lot of recycling after this. So I started working, like opening up the CPU box. The camera died, so I had to redo it again. I've opened it up basically already, and one of the things that surprised me was that this is the CPU, right? Very small. But then, obviously, the box in itself was humongous. So I was like, why do I need so much space for this one little box? But then, upon further inspection, I noticed that actually it comes with a free fan. Now, this is a fan of thermal paste, which I found out a bit too late because I tried to take it out and I got thermal paste on my fingers, so don't do that. But I've already got a CPU cooler, so I think I won't actually have a need for this cooler that they've sent through with AMD. So I'm gonna just have to, I mean, I'll give you a little show. I won't get it out of the box because I don't want to get thermal paste on my hand again, but that's basically what it looks like. And listen, my PC is already basically white. That's the look I've gone for, right? I wanted the white PC. So I've got white fans. Just, I mean, these are RGB fans, so they'll change color, and obviously that'll be quite nice with white. But I mean, I bought these specifically so that it looks more white than anything. So I mean, it's good we have that as a spare, but we ain't gonna be working with it today. Long story short. Cool. All right, so let's do this CPU. So I am a tad bit frightened, but I think I know how to do this. All right, so let's give it a whirl. Managed to get it done. I just had to turn it 90 degrees, but I got it in. It did fit in quite nicely. So okay, so that's the CPU done. Okay, yeah. Phew. Okay. So that's the CPU done. It's fitted. It's looking good. It's looking strong. Perfect. Step one complete. I will do like a little show afterwards after I put in these bad boys, which I will discuss shortly, and also after I put in this bad boy as well. So bear with me. So I just opened up my mother box again because I wanted to basically check the manual, because I'm about to get onto the RAM and I wanted to work out whether it goes, you know, in the first slot, second, you know what I mean? But upon opening and the further inspection, I noticed that we got a few extra things. So we got these little bad boys. I don't know what these are actually. I will have to refer to the manual for that. Looks like another one of these. I'm guessing maybe these are for like the graphics cards. Cable wires to just make things look neat. No, these ain't cable wires. I think this is the Wi-Fi, like the Wi-Fi adapter. So we got some connection and whatnot, I think. But again, I will refer to the motherboard. So we got a few things. Now, I'll show you the gigs of RAM that I got, because I actually decided to go a little bit cray. And I bought basically two 16 gigs of RAM, so 32 gigs in total. And I know that, you know, normally you'd have these gigs of RAM going to your second and fourth slot, and I think that is right. Part of me can't be asked to double check, but I know I should. So, because I don't want to have to redo this all again, I think I am going to check. Should I take the labels off, or should I leave the labels on? I mean, by the time you guys see this, I would have made a decision, but just wondering, should I take them off or should I leave them on? Right, so we're back. Now, there are a couple of things you missed just while I was just getting some of this stuff sorted out. So I had a bit of a panic. Now with the RAM sticks, I basically have sorted it out now. As you can see, RAM sticks are in. Looking good, right? Now I had a bit of an issue is because when I was putting the RAM sticks in, they wouldn't fit. And I started to panic because I was like, oh my god, have I bought the wrong type of RAM for my motherboard? Like, am I gonna have to buy another RAM? So honestly, I poured myself a glass of wine, got in touch with the actual seller, basically requested a refund, started looking around for new ones, like new RAMs and everything, and was this close to buying another one. And for some reason, just before I did, I was like, let me just try and fit it one more time. So I had a bit more of a play around, and I did look through the manuals. I had read through and everything. So I was like, let me have a look one more time. I had a look through, then noticed that actually I hadn't tried turning it around and fitting it in. So turned it around, fitted it in, voila. So that's all done and sorted. But anyways, next bit is obviously the terabyte hard drive, SSD. So it's SSD memory card. This is from Samsung. It's 1 terabyte. I mentioned that already, but yeah, I'm gonna fit it in now. I know I'm meant to unscrew something on here, take it off, put the SSD in place. But what I need to figure out is whether I recover it up or whether I leave it. I think I leave it. I don't need to recover it, but we'll do it anyways and see how far we get. So we got the SSD. This is what it looks like when you take it out of the package. Quite straightforward, so we'll take it out now, see what we're dealing with, and then obviously I've got to unscrew that thing over there and obviously screw this in place. It looks as dice, so I should be able to do this okay, no sweat. Ooh. Wow, okay, so one thing to let you guys know, if you are buying these components, is that the SSD card is very fiddly. So I've taken it out of the package and it's, it's all the way here. So just careful, obviously, if you have flimsy hands or whatever else, it could slide out of the packet onto the floor. Just careful. I've been there at times where I've, you know, dropped stuff on the floor and then accidentally stepped on it. So hence why I'm giving you guys the warning. And yeah, now it's just time to screw it in. So I've got my little toolkit. So I've just done it and I've just screwed in the SSD card. I mean, I'm not going to show you the middle point of me obviously removing the sticker and whatnot, but yeah, I did all of that, don't worry, I did all of that. So I've pretty much, I mean, look, I've pretty much done it. Got the CPU here, got the RAM here, got the SSD card here. Now, I could either do two things. I know, so some people have told me that I can put the motherboard straight into the case now and start working from within the case. And other people have told me that I can actually attach the cooler now, like part of it, and then attach the motherboard to the case. It might be easier for me to do that because of the way that the cooler works and looks. But we'll have to see the cooler first anyways and kind of make a decision from that. And also open up the case and make a decision off of that as well. So we're gonna do that. But look how beautiful it looks. Look, just, ooh, even touching it just makes me feel a little bit like, oh, dude. And but look, that's over there. The PCU's over there. I'm still tethered up. We're still going in motion. And then yeah, next is gonna be that little bad boy. So this is the cooler I'm using. Like I said, I did get one from Ryzen, which was I'll show it off again. I mean, nothing too grandiose. I will keep it as like a spare part. Maybe I'll sell it and put it on eBay and I'll scalp like all of you scalpers as well out there. Yeah. I decided to go the extra step. I got this, which is basically a white CPU cooler. And I got it obviously because it was white and it came with extra fans and it were RGB fans, and it also came with a radiator as well. So I just thought, you know, if I'm going to invest, then why not invest in some good quality stuff, right? So I'm going to open it up and show you guys what it looks like, and then we'll start trying to attach it. Basically, long story short. To be fair, everything so far has been, I mean, some things I've got confused with and got a bit stressed out, like the motherboard stuff, but everything else so far has been relatively okay. The thing I'm worried about the most, really, with this computer that I'm building is actually the cables, because I feel like these bits now will just be screwing things in the right place. So, you know, I've watched so many videos and I've also been rereading the manual too, so I think I'll be okay in terms of where to put this and how to set it up. It's just the cables. There's a lot of cables and I don't even know where to begin partly. As you would have noticed with some of the pieces that I've got, some of the components, a lot of it is Corsair. Partly not because of the brand, but actually in terms of quality. Like, people do say that Corsair tends to be the best, and I kind of thought, well, if I'm gonna get Corsair stuff, maybe I should just maintain that routine and just buy everything Corsair, just to make sure that things fit well and work together. So I got Corsair fans, I got Corsair case, the PCU itself is Corsair, and then of course the graphics card, the motherboard, that's actually all Gigabyte, and then yeah, obviously a Ryzen chip, and also a Samsung SSD card essentially. So that's all really so far I've got. Obviously I've got also the keyboard and mouse, which I'll get to towards the end of the vid, but just to give you a bit of an idea as to what we're working with. Ooh, that's cool. So when you open it up, it says Corsair, and it's got a little message basically saying do your thing. I mean, I'm gonna basically mirror the camera anyway, so it's gonna look parallel for you, but it says do your thing, which is quite a nice message. Then as you open, obviously it's got all of the padding. This is what it looks like. Oh, the manual, which I will be reading. And yeah, this is the Hydro Series H100i RGB Platinum SE. Again, I'll link it down in the description. It says Hydro. I have no idea what to do in regards to water and how that even works. That's one of the things I've kind of just blocked out of my mind, so we'll just have to kind of go as we go. So these are the fans. Pretty awesome, they look pretty dapper. Again, in all white, because I wanted to just keep to that theme. This is the cooler, so this is what I'm gonna actually attach first. My concern is the radiator, because obviously when I attach this, it means that I also have to attach the radiator to the case. So it's gonna be dangling over the motherboard for a little bit, which is gonna really stress me out around my OSD. God, I'm speaking in PC components. My OCD. That's what I meant. But this is what the radiator looks like. And I guess these are the cables to attach to the power supply, right? Instead of the graphics, or maybe the graphics card, because that will control the colors. I might have to look into that bit. Again, cables. But this looks cool. Like, the white is exactly what I wanted. Obviously there is going to be some black, so there will be a nice mix of color, I think. I hope. I'll have to see the end result. That's the thing, because I bought all of these parts so separately, there's nothing really to compare it to. It is pretty much quite custom to me. No, really. Unless you guys buy the pieces, then obviously you guys have also got it as well. But let me just show you the actual pump in itself. And voila. So, ooh, okay. So this is what I'm going to attach on top of the CPU. Basically, I mean, I don't need to basically show you guys how to do it, hence why I'm not really showing you specifically, but oh wow, it looked like it was changing color then. But obviously, yeah, it's gonna light up based on the colors that I customize the fans for, I think. So I guess the next step is, yeah, attaching this in place. Okay, so I figured out the best approach for this, because there's always been two suggestions with the CPU cooler. Some people would say put a CPU cooler first before you put everything into the actual case. Other people would say put the mother box into the case first and then put in the fan and CPU cooler following on from that. I'm actually going to do kind of a bit of both. So
now, before I let Past Roberto carry on, let me just say this, okay? Like, I'm going to sound very gassed, but please do not use my video to sort of try and build your own PC from here on, because obviously I'm doing it for the first time. I don't exactly know what I'm talking about. So obviously, you know, there is some, I mean, I don't want to spoil the video. I'm just saying, just basically hold out and watch the rest of the video before you, like, you know, follow step by step what it is that I'm doing, basically. So don't take what I'm saying as gospel, take it with a pinch of salt. I am still a noob. I'm going to remove the screws that come in with the motherboard, and I'm actually going to put in the standoff screws now, and then I'll start working on the case straight away. So I'll put in the fan, the radiators. I'll screw the fans onto the radiators first, then obviously put the radiator into the fan, screw that in so it's in there tightly. Then I'll also put in the motherboard and make sure that's all screwed in tightly, and then just connect up the CPU cooler to the motherboard while it's all already in the case, because I feel like that'll be more practical for me and less flimsy. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, it would be too flimsy with the camera, so I'm not going to try and do that. But I will show you what the case looks like before I, you know, sort of go ahead and start putting everything in there. Yo, so I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update as to what I've done so far. I did make a bit of a mistake, so I'm gonna quickly show what that mistake was, just so you guys, I guess, don't do it when working with my build. But basically, last time I mentioned how I took basically these bits off, right? And I did that because I wanted to put basically these bad boys in. I forgot what they were called now, but they were the standoff screws. I think that was it, the standoff screws. I don't need this. I really don't. I only need that if I'm using an Intel core or something along those lines. I'm not. I'm using AMD, which means I can actually just work off this bracket that was already pre-built. And what I actually had to do was work on this bad boy. So as you can see, I've already fitted in the fans onto the radiator, and this is what I actually need to work on. And I've already partly done some work. Yeah, you might see a fingerprint on there. Yeah, that was from me testing to see if it had thermal. It does. That's the answer for you. But I've had to obviously reattach these things so they can actually fit in nicely. So what I'm going to do following on from that is you get these screws. So these little bad boys that I have to screw in to what I just showed you. So here, and then I'll also use these thumb screws to tighten it all up. And then these little holes should basically attach to that on both sides. Yeah. Now, before I do all of that, I'm actually, and yes, you've seen it already, I'm gonna basically be getting the case out. Yes, it's white. There is already some pre-built fans in there, which we will, I think, keep, to be honest, because I don't think it hurts to have any extra fans. But I'm basically gonna try and fit this in now, and then try and fit the motherboard in second. Actually, maybe I should fit the motherboard in first, and then the radiator second. Basically, I'm getting the case out now, so I'll show you the case in full view, and then hopefully the next time I'll see you, it'll be with everything in there, basically. We back, and I just basically took off my turtleneck because it was getting hot, like too hot, and it's not a different day, it's still the same day, but the light's still up, but it's about, I don't know, it's like 7 PM, I don't know, something like that. Anyways, I wanted to show you this, which is my case. So, as you can see, there is 3 fans over here. I made a mistake of thinking it was 4 for some reason, but no, we got 3, which is more than enough. We bought 3 extra fans and a radiator alongside that one there, so I think we're gonna be quite solid, right? Especially with, you know, it being a hydro cooler. I still don't really know what that means, but hey, it sounds good, right? So, but inside, obviously, this is where the motherboard's gonna go. The radiator's gonna go up here. Obviously, I got little spaces for cables to go behind. This is a tempered glass. I have seen how they work, so I'm gonna have to undo those little screws, remove the plastic, and then I've changed my mind so many times in terms of how I'm gonna do this, but I'm probably gonna put the motherboard in first, then fit the CPU put the motherboard in first, then fit the CPU cooler on top of the motherboard. No, put the motherboard in first. So I'm gonna put the motherboard in first, then I'm going to put the radiator in next, and then fit the CPU cooler in following on from that. So that way there isn't too much fiddling about, basically. So, I mean, this case is a beast. It's a lot bigger than I thought it would be. Like, a lot bigger. But I kind of went for a big size because the graphics card I have is quite long, and you'll see it in a minute. But I think this will be more than enough. Yeah, like I'm not going to be worried for space here. Everything should be able to fit in fine. I'm just excited about how it's all going to look. And then I'm going to have to create some space on my desk as well. Yo. So, we've actually encountered... Okay, yeah, yes, I'm not wearing the shirt because it got really hot in this freaking room, but we encountered a lot of issues, and then more issues, and then a solution, and then more issues, but we're getting there. First issue I had was realizing that, okay, if I put my fan in, I'm gonna potentially block. Okay, no, that's good. Potentially block some of the pathways for like the wires and cables to get through the case. So I had to really double check basically all of the spacing before I started screwing stuff together. Which then made me realize that I can't put my radiator or fan, sorry, like here we go. I can't put my radiator or fan right here, like I'll show you. So like, the way it's working at the moment is I'm gonna have to put my radiator here, like and the fans obviously facing outwardly. It's already really complicated in this case because obviously I've got the fans all attached. The cooler was, oh my god, the cooler was just such a nightmare to even sort out, but it's sorted out now. But I won't have enough space up there to put the fans and the radiator at the top like I wanted. So what I'm gonna have to do is remove all of these pre-installed fans and basically install this. But what I need to work out, well actually I don't need to work it out, I already know. I can only really have it like that. I don't know if I should have the fans like these fans here. I probably shouldn't, right? But I need to triple check that and make sure I'm doing it right, because obviously I can't screw a fan onto another freaking fan or a radiator onto another fan basically. So, so I'm gonna have to redo this again, and what I'm probably gonna have to do I mean, I don't know, I need to look into this, but I think I'm gonna have to put the radiator against here. These fans will face, you know, the way they're facing now. So I'll remove all of these 3 pre-built-in fans, and then I'll put those pre-built-in fans at the top. Probably gonna replace them because ultimately I bought these so I could see it and I could see the colors and everything, but if it's just gonna be at the side and I'm not gonna see some funky colors at the top, then what the point? Like, you know, now Corsair, I'm not gonna lie, this is a nightmare. If you want some feedback from me right now, I'll tell you, like, fitting this in was actually like almost an hour job, and it was annoying because it doesn't really say anything in the manual. Like, I know this stuff, although I still kind of it just happened and I ended up ignoring it, but my hand kept touching the thermal paste, which kept stressing me out. And then obviously I'm still trying to fit this in, which is also another stress. It's not a simple screw, you know, screw-in job. It's like you actually have to like catch a hook, and you know, it seems a bit fiddly. I don't know, but anyways, Corsair, sort that out. That's, yeah, so I'd actually make a suggestion for you guys to, you know, if you're ever looking at getting something like one of these, what I'm gonna say is that standoff screw, if you've got one of these, oh, they're so annoying, and I'd recommend you get anything else. But unless you know, are a PC enthusiast, then do whatever you want.
Yo, it's a new day. Yesterday, so basically where we left it off was where I was kind of trying to work out where to put the fans and whatnot and what to do, because obviously the size of my radiator was too big for it to fit at the top of the roof of my case. And I have made a couple of changes. Obviously, as you can tell, it's lighter in my room, so it's a brand new day. I had to go to sleep. I couldn't keep working on this, but so before I show you, it's looking good. It's not like I'm worried. Before I show you though, I want to tell you what else I did. So I've plugged in the radiator. I've also added in the extra RGB fans. I've also added in the PCU. I haven't added the graphics card yet. I've actually left that for the last thing to do, just because of the cables for the PCU. You guys are gonna be a bit upset about my cable management currently, but I've just realized that I don't need all the cables to come in through where it's coming through. I'll explain in a minute, but this is what we've done so far. So as you can see, this is the inside. So yes, I've added the radiator here, obviously put it behind these fans. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've also just kind of winged it, okay? Because listen, like, I bought the radiator and the cooler for a reason. It was to obviously be a bit of an improvement. And if I can't put the radiator up here, like, where else am I gonna put it but here? And the thing is, I can't put the fans behind the radiator either, because look, the design on the front is like that. So I don't know, man. For me, I'm a bit like, well, sod it, I might as well just have it like this. And I'm guessing the fans will, the airflow will still work in some way where, you know, it'll go up. I have absolutely no idea, but obviously we'll turn it on and we'll see how it works once I put everything together. But as you can see, I've already started plugging in some of the cables. Again, cable management, don't judge me. But even down below here, I've plugged in some cables. I'm a bit confused actually about these cables here. I mean, I know obviously it says power LED, plus, minus, power SW, reset SW. But where does it go in? Like, it doesn't really tell me. I mean, there's loads of different sections that say LED, but none of them that says plus LED or minus LED, so I don't... I thought I just found it for a second, but I haven't. So yeah, so I don't actually know where to put it at the moment. And I'm kind of just... I might have to... I don't know, even the manuals don't really say, so... Yeah, I think it's just a kind of a case of just staring at it to a point where I'm like, well, that looks like it could fit in there, because I've done that with a lot of the cables already anyways. But I wanted to, mainly the reason why I started recording is because I was going to open up the graphics card basically and show you guys what it looks like, and then obviously start fitting it in. Ta-da! Yep, you are familiar with this box. This is the first PC component I bought. So it's actually kind of poetic that it's the last piece to go in, probably enough. This is like how you know I was gassed to just like, yeah, just start working on this. RTX 3070 gaming OC. This is what it looks like. We'll see, this is slipped out, but that was here. Then obviously I take this through. And then you've got, I mean, honestly, all of these boxes are just too big for the actual items. I swear. Bang, this is what it looks like. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the manual in a minute and actually read it, but voila. This looks clean. No, look at that. Wait, can you guys see it properly? Like the lighting? Look at that. Look at that. Can you believe I'm putting a PC part, like PC together? I can't believe this. After I put this in, connected the last few cables, I'm pretty much done. Which means I can then start putting the glass in the back, the power supply back in, and really really see if this is gonna work. So, wish me luck. Just a quick update on how everything is going at the moment. I've attached the graphics card, and you'll notice something when I show you the inside. So, now for those who are experts, you're probably already realizing that there's something going on here that shouldn't, right? I'm aware of it, I'm working on it, I am. But for those who don't know, it's too many cables. Too many unnecessary cables. This is something I've realized late. I think I don't need a lot of these cables. In fact, I think I don't need all of these loose ones, but I'm just checking all of the manuals, all of the videos to make sure that's the case before I really, you know, start making sure everything's screwed in and putting the panels and everything back in place. But if that's the case, then I don't need to plug. So this is the thing, right? This is the one I'm confused about, because I've plugged in a CPU cable coming in from the power, but then I've still got that. Now I had another CPU cable that goes up to here, which is the CPU, I don't know, input or whatever. But then what's that about? Now I do have a PCL or PCLE cable, and I have loads of those, but I don't think they go there. Basically, I've plugged all the cables in now. So I'm hoping that I should just be able to kind of show the software you guys on. I have been having a bit of a mare, I ain't gonna lie, which is the display portion, but I'll show you. Basically, I've done a bit of a test. I think I'm missing something here. I don't know what it is. I've looked into it, and normally people have issues with the graphics card and applying like the HDMI into the actual motherboard themselves. But I've actually done it into the graphics card. Anyways, long story short, end result is what you guys want to see, right? So if I do this, right, and then there we go, right? So it looks good, right? Everything looks like it's functioning, working. Yes, the cables are a mess. I am gonna get extensions, I know. I need them. But besides that, I mean, look. You know, it's all good. But, it's worked. I got it working, there we go. Boom. So, as you can all see, the PC is working. It's built. It's loading something, it's doing something. I don't know. Oh man, this is crazy. I can't believe I've actually done it. Well, there you go. It's booting up. Setting up Windows 10. As you can see, everything's lit up, everything's working. I can't believe I've done this. I really can't believe I've done this. I'm now obviously gonna put all of the coverings and stuff together and like make it look all pretty and whatnot, and then obviously set up the Windows PC. But geez, looks beautiful. All right, exciting. I actually thought I messed that up, but good stuff. Yo, I wanted to do one more final show basically, because I've now cleaned it up a little bit. It's obviously brighter, you know, I'm a bit more awake, less wine in me. But look, this is what it looks like. So this is the full get up right now. Now, one thing I do need to upgrade is the desk space and definitely get another monitor and whatnot. But this is what I'm going to be working with. So that's the full PC. This is what it looks like. I've obviously got myself a keyboard as well, RGB lighting, got a bit of a mouse as well, which is wireless. The keyboard is wired. Obviously, don't watch the cable work there. My mic is there already set up. I am going to get another camera, which is going to be a Canon M50, basically just so I can stream in high quality. But all in all, I think we've done a great job. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. And there's definitely going to be another video with just the streaming setup update, because I'm going to get a new desk and new monitor, all of that malarkey. But keep an eye out, because the Twitch is definitely going to be popping soon, and obviously there'll be more updates coming on that. Peace.
やっぱり気づかれてたみたいな。開ける鍵をもらいにな。僕も一緒にね。ほう。もう悲しみの時。Started with some scraps and now I'm running my own company. Every day is Sunday, cause my everyday is sucker free. Astronomic with economics, I'm whipping chemistry. Iconic, spit anybody, fucking up the industry. Know you from the south that I will come up and I kill this shit. Money on my brain and run.